Listen, Monk Mo gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro. At the end of the day, dudes is talking about why you're forgettable to women. Why do you care if a woman forgets you? I repeat, why do guys care if a woman forgets them? Are you gonna marry her? Are you the husband? So why do you care about a woman forgetting you? At the end of the day, you have to destroy your ego. The reason a lot of guys cannot execute in life is because they have ego. They feel if they're getting laid, that's all they need to accomplish in life. They feel if they're getting laid, they're doing just enough. They don't have a Corvette C8, not a ZR1. And newsflash, the Corvette C8 is the same body type as the Ferrari 488. I repeat, the Corvette C8 is the same body type as the Ferrari 488. Now, with that being said, why don't you want to be inside of the Corvette C8? Why do you want to be inside of these women? You do not know these women. A lot of guys are in relationships right now. They've been dating these women for 8 years straight. They still don't know this woman. Yeah, for 8 years straight, you still don't know her. Because once you have lust problems, you will never get to know her for her. You will always know how the coochie squirt. You will know how the coochie sound when you go this deep. And then when you go just a little bit, you will know how to you only know the rhythm of the cat. That's all you know. This is why guys cannot execute. At the end of the day, bro, we are not females. We are not equal to women. So you have to understand, you are taking a toll on your testosterone. This is why a lot of dudes are balding at the age of 30 years old because they're having too much sex. Listen, these dudes are having too much sex. Listen, there's nothing good about having sex if you're not procreating. Sex is supposed to be for procreation. You guys are supposed to be walking around at all times feeling on edge. Natural testosterone. This is the difference between you and a female. You're supposed to always feel just a little bit of aggression. Just, you feel me? A controlled amount of aggression. On semen retention, on monk mode, your aggression level is controlled. It's within you. It's not, listen, at the end of the day, you control everything. Listen, you control your life. You cannot control a woman. Stop trying to run control on a woman. Why do you want to control a woman? That is slavery. Instead of getting behind a Corvette C8, Tokyo drifting it, and control the C8, control the Corvette ZR1. That's what you control. Go to the track, do donuts in a Dodge Demon. Control the demon. Don't crash the demon. Control the demon. Control the supercars. Control your bank account. You got to understand how much money are you losing just messing with women. If you didn't mess with women for 7 to 10 years, do you guys not realize you have no excuses? If you go 7 to 10 years without smashing a woman, you literally have no excuses. You have nothing else better to do but to get rich. If you leave women alone for 7 to 10 years, if you ignore and block out all the noise, I can't hear you, I can't hear you. At the end of the day, you have no choice but to get rich. All these dudes do semen retention. When they talk about female attraction, just know a relapse is coming up near. A relapse is close up. I repeat, when you see all these semen retention content creators talking about female attraction, female attraction, female attraction, just know a relapse is near. A relapse is nearby. That's like you're trying to stop smoking crack, or you're trying to stop doing meth. You keep making videos about the meth was near, the meth was near, the meth was near me. They're coming around me with crack. They're coming around me with crack. They're coming around me with crack. You got to understand, a crackhead, he's eventually going to dip back into it. They keep coming around him with that. He keeps focusing on that. It's not that it's around him. It's that he keeps focusing on it. You get what you focus on. The reason you only have female problems, you got baby mama drama and you don't even have a baby. I repeat, the reason you got baby mama drama and you don't have a baby is because that's all you focus on. They focus on debating with women. They watch Fresh and Fit. So a woman and a man going back and forth, going back and forth, going back and forth. They get in a relationship, then they go back and forth, go back and forth, go back and forth. You're supposed to do this. No, I'm not supposed to do this. Take that off. Take that outfit off. No, if she wants to not listen to you, you leave. It's called disrespect. Listen, a lot of men need to learn how to respect their self. You have to respect your own energy. Listen, that testosterone is going to get you to the Ferrari. That testosterone is going to get you the life you want to live. Somebody said, bro, somebody texted me today and said, you're living a dream life. Listen, at the end of the day, they call it a dream life for a reason, because the average person, especially at 23 years old, the average 23-year-old is not living in a penthouse. He's not on the top floor, especially if he doesn't have daddy's money or mommy's money. Listen, you can live the dream life too. What you call a dream life, it's not a dream. All you have to do is lock in. This is not a dream life. When I get the Ferrari, that's not a dream life. It's called a locked in life. I repeat, when I get the Ferrari, when I get the Corvette ZR1X, when I get the fleet of C8s, it's not the dream life. The dream life is when you go to sleep and you have a dream. That's the dream life. This is real life. It's called locking in. Yes, I'm no different than you. I'm not special. You think I'm special? I am not special. You're not special. They're not special. The females, they're not special. At the end of the day, your locked in mindset, that's special. If you have the ability to lock in and leave women alone, become the man first, then you go get the woman. The woman comes last. The multi-millions come first. Dudes like Elon Musk, you think they was smashing and passing women, worried about, yeah, she told me that they was not worried about this. What would they worry about doing? Getting the money. Then once they ran up the M's and the billions, then they had children. Then they had the woman. At the end of the day, if you mess with women before the millions and you accidentally have a child, because listen, trust me, these women are telling dudes, no rubbers, take the condom off. In America, they're literally telling dudes, take the condom off. Listen, at the end of the day, you got to understand, you're going to have a child and they're going to have to eat ramen noodles. Is that what you want for your child, to eat ramen noodles? Or do you want your children to eat calamari, fish, barbecue, all the good stuff? All the good stuff. At the end of the day, you got to understand that comes with patience. You have to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You see yourself stepping out of Ferrari one day. Do you see yourself stepping out of Rolls Royce one day? Then guess what? Lock in. You already seeing yourself at the end of the tunnel. So why are you not going towards the end of the tunnel? Every time you mess with a woman, female attraction, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, you're turning it back around. The light is at the end of the tunnel. You keep turning back around. Then you get with the woman. A lot of dudes, when they break up with a woman or get broken up with a woman, they always had a shoulda, woulda, coulda mindset. Man, I should never mess with her before. Man, I should have never smashed her. Man, I should have never involved myself with her. Man, I should have never texted her. Yeah, you should have never turned around. Of course, you're always going to feel like that. Don't you understand? Just the same way when you relapse to the hub. It's, man, I should have never did that. You're always going to feel regret, because SCX was never intended for a man's pleasure. It was only always intended for reproduction. The same as the gorillas in the wild. The gorillas, they don't smash just to smash. No, they smash to reproduce. The lions, they smash, they have SCX just to reproduce. They don't do that just for fun. Animals in the wild have one mating season. They have one time a year they get to mate. Some animals, they don't even get to mate that one time of year. So they got to retain their seed all the way over again. They got to retain their seed. They going on 2-3 years now. At the end of the day, you got to understand, if God gave you dominion over all animals, How come the animals can retain and you can't? At the end of the day, you got to understand, they put the traps here in the matrix for you to fold. If you can overcome and conquer the traps in the matrix, you are the strongest man in Babylon. Listen, you are the strongest man to walk the face of the earth. Don't you realize? If you can conquer Babylon, you could go to Brazil and you're not going to get scopolamine. You could go to Brazil and you're not going to get robbed out there. You can go to Brazil and you're not just going to walk up to the beach and French kiss a woman. You're going to have so much self-control. You're going to go to Brazil and pick the right woman. You're not going to go to Brazil and have one-night stands because you've mastered Babylon. If you can master not having one-night stands in Babylon, you can go to any country in the world and you're going to be safe. You're not going to think with your lower head. A lot of dudes be getting kidnapped. They come up missing in the DR because they're going to the Dominican Republic with that American Babylon mindset. And they haven't controlled their lust or destroyed their lust in America. So if you haven't destroyed your lust in America, you go to these other countries where women look, you're out of there. Women are women everywhere. The only difference is the laws are on your side over there. The laws are on your side in the DR. The laws are on your side in Brazil. At the end of the day, there's no child support in DR. At the end of the day, you're settling for Americans and you're an American. Instead of settling for an American muscle car like a Hellcat or a Dodge Demon, instead of settling for an American car like an American supercar like a Corvette C8, a ZR1, a ZR1X, you're going to settle for an American woman who has an attitude. All these women have attitudes in America because they're not virgins. They had guys already tell them lies. You got to understand, hurt people hurt people. If she's been boom, boom, boom and left before you, she's been hurt before. She only knows how to hurt you. Now listen, this is not to get back at women. Listen, let women be women. You're a man. You're supposed to be strong enough to understand this. Stop trying to destroy women. They've already been destroyed before you. Stop trying to smash this woman's lights out. She's already got her lights smashed out before you. Move on. Stop falling victim to this red pill mindset. They telling you, yeah, doing this is not going to make her wet. We don't care about making her wet. We care about revving the engine on a ZR1X. Bars. I'm not a rapper. You got to understand. Are you going to chase your dreams or are you going to chase this woman to make her cream? Bars. I repeat, are you going to chase your dreams or are you going to chase this woman to make her cream? Bars. If you listen, you got to understand. If you chase this woman to make her cream, 9 months later, 9 years later, 9 days later, child support, divorce. You're going to go to the nearest drinking spot. You're going to DDT somebody, hit him over the head with a chair, boom, at a bar. Bars. And I'm not a rapper. You got to understand, you do not want to live life with regrets. Stop continuing generational curses. I repeat, stop continuing generational curses. If you are not a multi-millionaire, don't even think about women. It's not for the woman, it's for you. If you're not a multi-millionaire, leave these women alone. If you are a multi-millionaire and you're still in the 50 states, leave these women alone. We're dropping content so we can still run up the revenue when we leave to different countries. We don't have to come back. If you start a YouTube channel and you stay consistent 7 to 10 years, you could leave the country and still make money through YouTube, Snapchat, Twitch. Listen, Snapchat and Twitch is coming soon. We getting monetized on everything. Listen, leave these women alone. Focus on becoming the greatest version of yourself. All these dudes like to talk about the greatest version of yourself. How is the greatest version of yourself smashing her and making her squirt and hit the ceiling? That's the horniest version of yourself. That's the low testosterone version of yourself. Listen, The woman benefits during sex, not you. She get the squirt. When you bust, oh, you're going to sleep. You lost your energy. You have lost your vitality. You have lost your motivation in life. Now you just want to sit back and relax. You no longer want to rule the world with an iron fist. You want to sit back and relax after you bust. Stop sitting back and relaxing. This is why you're not conquering. This is, God told you you are more than a conqueror. Listen, there's nothing good about lust. If it was something good about making women squirt and hit the ceiling that you're not married to, at the end of the day, the Bible would never say flee from temptation. You have to rewire and deprogram your mind from all those Pornhub movies, all those corn movies, all those videos, all those sites. They showed you that on purpose. So as soon as you were addicted to it for years and years and years and years and years, that's all you know what to do when it comes to a woman. You can't take her out to eat for 31 days straight, don't even care about smashing. You don't care about none of that. You just went out to eat with a girl. You don't care if she get another dude. It doesn't matter. Stop trying to control women and control your bank account. Control yourself. If you control yourself, you will be out multi-millionaires. You will be up if you control yourself. You cannot get to the penthouse. You cannot get to the upscale neighborhood without controlling yourself. You have to have discipline or you're going to get Shannon Sharp. That showed you no matter how much money you're up, if you cannot control yourself, especially as the millions, listen, money does not make you the man. So if you can't control yourself at the multi-millions, you're going to set yourself up to be the biggest dummy in dummy history. At the end of the day, we're getting the multi-millions for our family, our future wife, and our future children. I want 12 kids. I need at least 20 M's. I got to get them the best life possible. Listen, my daughters are not going to work a job. Listen, I'm going to be up way more than 20 M's. I'm just saying, that's just to get my wife. Now, when them 12 kids start popping out, listen, I need to be up 60, 70, 80 M's. My daughters need Ferraris for tennis practice. They need pink and white Ferraris for tennis practice. At the end of the day, they cannot get pink and white Ferraris if I'm out smashing and getting my chances increased for child support, divorce, and all type of stuff like that. You want to involve yourself with American women? Ignore American women. You're gonna, bro, you marry these women? We only talk about marriage because that's what the Bible talks about, marriage. Dating is demonic. That's just a free, easy way to lose your seed on the way to finding your wife. You're just busting gallons of nuts on the way to find your wife. This is why you have to cheat, because you're not getting what you really want. You keep settling. Settling equals you're about to cheat. That's not who you really wanted. You seen the other girl that looked better than her, you want her too. That's the one you cheating on, that's not who you really wanted. That's what happens when you settle. Stop settling. Instead, just take your time. You see the white, listen, you see the bright light at the end of the tunnel. Why do you keep turning back? Face your fears and go through. Monk Bull Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro.